What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new episode of the 3T series where I'm attempting to play through and showcase all the awesome courses and designers available to play here in GSPro by, as the name implies, playing 3 holes per course, usually the 1st, the 9th, and the 18th, which is what we're doing here today. For today's video, we're going through Echo Falls. This is a course that usually what I do before I write down a handful of courses that catch my eye on the latest updated list for courses that I haven't played through yet on the SGT courses website. And this one caught my eye not only because of the name, the way the thumbnail looks, but also the designer. So we're going through 3 holes at Echo Falls in, I'm going to butcher this, but Snohomish, Washington, USA, designed by T Squared. T Squared does an awesome job on all the courses. There's a handful of designer names where as soon as I see a new course pop up, I immediately say, all right, we're going to check it out because I know it's going to be good. And based on the first look at this tee box on the first hole, it looks pretty darn good. But we're going to try to go even par through the 3 holes. We're going to see what this course has in store for us. We're playing furthest back tees, 8-foot gimmies. I did the course recommended settings, so we're at normal fairways, soft greens, 11 stimps, blue tees at 5,800, Thursday pins, course altitude at only 66 feet, 8-foot gimmies, and calm winds. I try my best not only for the course recommended settings for the way the course is set up between the fairways and the stimps and all that stuff. I try my best to do that, to have the course play and showcase the way the designer intended, but also as of late getting back into make a new habit of not adjusting any of the lighting, so everything is exactly how the designer actually released the course and wanted it to look. So without further ado, let's get into it. First hole, par 4, 350, up 11. Let's hit the flyover. Long grass looks good. Water over there to the right. I like the little yellowy flower bush type of long rough stuff. Cart path run along the left. This thing looks like it all slopes down into the left. A lot of trees here. Flying Fat Kid may not love this course, but let's move over. Usually I move myself all the way over to the left. I don't love this tree that's overhanging though, so we're going to go over here to the right. Give ourselves a little bit of room. Aim up the right and hopefully hit a baby draw, not a massive duck hook draw. Pretty narrow up here. I mean, there's not a lot of room to miss, so we need a pretty good one here if we want to be even through these 3 holes. Alright, still way off the toe. It was low toe, so the backspin kicked way up. However, 11 spin access, that's a little more manageable. Definitely not the most optimized in the world, not the best hit. 150 ball speed, only 241 carry and 244 total. Not the best, but that's what happens when the backspin kicks up. Just been trying to hit up on it as much as I can. Hopefully, if I do a couple videos today, I'll straighten things out a bit. But, man, this is kind of a daunting look here. You see the bunkers over there. Those things are buried, and everything falls off pretty hard. We've got 107 left, up 4. Soft greens, so I can fly this pretty much most of the way there. It's going to come out left. This looks like a high spot up there, so we want to make sure we get it there. I'm going to go full approach wedge, or I guess maybe like 85–90%. Trying to hit this about I don't know, 108, 109, 110 in the air. See if we can do it. Toey. 109 though. Needs to get a little bit right, but it should be a good distance. Sit. Oh, the soft greens. Alright. Not terrible. A little bit overdone, but I think that was the right club, and it was a decent enough swing, despite being pretty toey. Leaves us with a 10-footer for birdie. I do really like, I've been seeing people have been kind of following my trend, so to speak, a little bit. When I started my league, I not only want to do the white tees, which is a little more inviting for maybe some higher handicaps, but I'm a massive fan of the 8-foot gimmies. I've been seeing other people do that. Unfortunately, I can't turn on the auto aim, but for videos like this, just to speed it up and not have to read all these lines. If I'm just playing for fun, like friends or family are doing stuff like this, Big fan of the 8-foot gimmies and the auto aim putt. So let's try to roll this. We're on 11 stims. I'm accustomed to that as of late. 10-footer. I pulled it a touch, and we did not get it there. All right, we'll take the par. Flying over to the second hole, 9th hole, par 4, 365. Man, this is a, ooh, look at the flowers. That looks nice. Got some freshly planted, if I can talk, freshly planted flowers here. Tee marker looks pretty cool too. I don't know, is that a flower? Looks like it maybe. This is a pretty narrow course with a lot of trees. Let's hit the flyover. Dogleg left. I like the contrast between the yellow, longer rough. The bunkers look good. I like that crisscross pattern in the fairway. Expect nothing less from someone like T-Squared. All right, this one we'll aim. We'll go over to the left. We're past the tee marker, but we'll go there, aim up the right. Hopefully it draws and not hooks, and hopefully it doesn't fade. Let's try to swing at one a little bit. I don't know if we're going to get quite up to 160, but I want to get at least 155 and hopefully have it be a little bit more straight and manageable here in terms of the draw. All right, that's more like it. 154, still high on the face. We're going to be in the deep rough, but honestly, I'll take that. That's 279 raw carry. That's what I want to see. I want to be in the neighborhood of about 270 to 280, really like 275 in the air. I know that I hit it pretty good. Some of that's because I caught it so high on the face, but ball speed was better. We were one shy of 155. Backspin kind of just nosedived out of the air and didn't quite come back, but that's pretty straight. 2.9 spin axis, 63 RPMs of side spin. I just need to get back into hopefully, the habit and kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Habit and also just like the general striking ability to where I can hit it relatively straight and not have to aim so far to the right to where I'm accounting for a pretty sizable draw. That one obviously would have been perfect if I just aimed down the middle. In any event, we're out of the deep rough, 97. Soft green, so we're up to 120. I'm going to hit, it's going to come out pretty good to the left. 6 degrees left, and we're on a downslope. I'm going to aim there, and we're going to go, deep rough 20%, so we're up to like 120. I'm going to go choke down pitching wedge, try to hit it about 115 in the air. Or 121. Wow, that came out so low. Sit! Deep rough killed all the spin. We only had 53% spin on that. That was actually pretty good. I was hoping for 115. We went 121. That was really close to being good. If we were in even just the plain rough, that would have stuck inside the inner circle. But give us another look for birdie. 11 feet, playing 12. Pretty straight. Can we get one to go? We can. Caw-caw. Tweet, tweet. We'll take it. 1 under through the 2 holes so far. Third and final hole. 18th hole. Wow, this is really cool. I did notice this loading it up. Par 3s on 18 is kind of rare. Usually you don't see it a ton. Par 3s being on 9 or 18. Usually 1, 9, 10, and 18 are usually either 4s or 5s for most of the courses that I've seen and I've played. But this is really cool. Almost a full island green here. Really cool looking clubhouse behind. Flowers look really good. This is well done. A lot of detail that goes into this. All right, let's just hope we get something dry. Some sound effects going on in the background. I can't quite make it out. Almost sounds like maybe like a train going by, possibly. 156 down 2, so we're at 154. We're going to go here. I'm going to hit an 8-iron. Hope for something dry. I like that last drive, though. That's going to stick in my head. We're going to try to focus the best that we can. None of us are good enough to dwell and beat ourselves up, so I try to focus on the good shots. I'm going to keep that in my memory bank, that 279 carry. That was better. So even if we put this in the water 3 times off the tee, at least that's a bright spot for today, and I can kind of hang my hat on that better drive that carried almost 280 in the air, which for me is pretty good. 8-iron here. A little bit thin. That's got to go. It'll be dry, but it's going to be a tad short. Actually, not bad. I think that downslope helped us a little bit. So, all things considered, we're pin high. That actually wasn't bad. I hit one on the range. I hit an 8-iron that went like 163 because I hit it pretty good. So I was thinking maybe I don't need to catch all of it, but usually I just swing pretty full to account for some misshits like that. Like that was thin and it dropped off probably about 10 yards of carry in the air. But all things considered, that worked out. So gives us a 18-footer for birdie. And I like our chances to at least be in the inner circle for par. So hopefully we're at least 1 under through these 3 holes. If not, maybe get this one to drop. Felt like a decent roll. Let's go. All right. So take a look at the scorecard from Echo Falls in Snohomish, Washington, USA. Course designed by T-Squared. We ended up with 2 under through the 3 holes. So par on 1, birdie on 9, birdie on 18. No complaints about that, that's for sure. Take a look at the stats. 1 par, 2 birdies, 244. Longest drive, it's the same as the average. Same thing with the ball speeds because I only hit 1 out of 2 fairways. Unfortunately, that other one, like I hit 279 in the air, we were into the deep rough, but we'll call that a good miss, and unfortunately that doesn't count when you don't hit the fairway. But 29 feet of total putting, 4 putts, 15 minutes on the gameplay, 3 out of 3 greens in regulation, we'll take that. And I mean 1 out of 2 fairways, small sample size, would like to be obviously 3 out of 3 greens in regulation and 2 out of 2 fairways, but the 1 fairway we didn't hit, we actually hit it pretty good. So honestly, I'd rather have, if I can keep creeping up my distance, I'd rather have a little more variance and waywardness in my driver shots and driver tee shots. If I can get it out there, 275 plus in the air, and maybe I'm in the rough, versus like that first one, it was like a duck hook, like 240 or whatever it was into the fairway. Personally, I'd rather be 40, 50 yards further in the air down the course and possibly in a not an ideal spot versus having 50 yards longer in the fairway. I don't know. There's different stats and different studies they've done about driving distance and all that stuff, but not bad. We'll take it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. 2 under through the 3 holes. We'll take it. If you guys have any course requests, please let me know down below. Like I always say, really appreciate the additional support from the members. If you're curious why people's usernames are at the beginning and the end of the videos, I have the 3 cheapest options for memberships on YouTube. Just a little bit of additional monthly support, which I greatly appreciate. Allows me to dedicate a little bit more time to live streams, coming out here, doing stuff like this, making videos, and really, really appreciate the additional support. Very kind of the members that I do have. So we'd really appreciate if you guys would consider that. But until next time, like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.